dollar. Well, okay, so euro dollar. Tentatively, as I can see, there's a new resistance, okay, over here. Okay, tentatively. Okay, tentatively. So now, support remains the same. So since the support remains the same, let's look at H1. So let's take a look. H1, in terms of current price, start to check the support. We have about 20 pips. We have about 20 pips to the support, correct? Okay, so is this a new cycle? It looks like it's going to form a new cycle later, the next hour open, or even now, like say over here. Okay, so it has tested on the support. Like I say, it's because the news is started to retrace upwards. So once it's steamed off, it will start to come back to the prevailing trend. Okay, so by looking at this euro dollar, yes, I will say that yes, I will take note. I will take note of euro dollar to trade. For example, right now, okay, from the trigger point here, roughly we have about 16. Okay, 16 of pips. Okay, 16. Can we enter a trade 16? So if we want to enter a trade, I would say that very likely we should be entering to grab about 10. Yeah. Why a 10? Like my formula. Okay. When I enter a trade, I will exit my trade 25% above the support level. So that means to say, let's say this is 15. Let's say it's 20 pips. Let's say it's 20 pips. So 20 for 20 pips for 20% is 4.5 pips, about 5 pips. Okay, let's take it as 5 pips. All right, let's take it as 5 pips. So 5 pips. Now let's see 5 pips. So I have 18. I have 20 pips, and I can forgo 5 pips before it hits on my support. Then I grab a 10 or 15. I think that's the max. Okay, I think that's the max. Okay. So in terms of this now euro dollar, well, it looks good. Okay. I guess this is a good time when I see M5, the retrace upwards is an A1 over here. And right now, okay, it seems like it's being supported by the purple line over here. And it's still looking good when I see aqua line still below the yellow line here, the RML. Okay, so still looking good. Well, let's wait for a little while to see. Okay, so if I'm going to enter, euro dollar, okay, we can focus euro dollar. Okay, we can still focus. All right. So this is well, euro dollar. Yes, you can. Okay. You can take a look. Okay, euro dollar. We still have some space to go. Yep. Okay. Euro dollar. Too good. Yes. What is this? Okay. Well, okay. So euro dollar. Yes. Euro dollar. I will see that. I think it will take quite a while. Yeah. Euro dollar. I think it will take quite a while. Okay. Yeah. So I think another 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll get about 20 minutes. Yeah. 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we need about 20 candles. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So yes. Okay. So euro dollar. Yeah, we can pay attention to that. Okay. So later we can come back here. So how about pound dollar? Pound dollar looks Pound dollar is retracement trading over here, and good to sell. But tentatively, what I'm going to worry about for pound dollar as well as euro dollar, from the after the news impact, in fact it hits on the support level, then it start to retrace upwards in search of another resistance level before it start to sell. Okay, so for example, for euro dollar, okay, euro dollar. So euro dollar, we also have a support level. Okay, so let's see the support level. Yep, over here, where the previous resistance tested a few rounds, break, and now it comes back as a support. Okay, it comes back as a support. Okay, so now when it comes back as a support, how do you read this? How do you read this? When it comes back as a support, okay, so I'm going to put this up. Okay, use this, all right, use this idea. Okay, so you can see previous support, break, become a resistor, breaks, become the support. Am I right? So candles, the candles moving from the bottom to the resistance is a resistance. A candle from the top coming down to the resistance, it will become a support. Okay, so that's very important. So this is very important for us. So you make sure everyone should know. Okay, you should know this so that you will not get into the trap. So what do I mean by the trap? The trap is building up a higher support. Okay, the trap is building up the higher support. We do not know. We won't know when it will build up a higher support and it will continue the buying. Or it will just break down, and it will come back as a selling and will continue to sell to the support level. Okay, so that is the thing that we should be concerned about. And once there is a concern, then we must know how to read by creating the rules here. Okay. Okay, try building the lower resistance. By looking at this, as you can see, okay, over here, there is a support and it breaks down over here. Okay, so it's building a lower resistance. Okay, I will say, let me check. Okay, fair enough, because the previous resistance over here, this area, 1, 2, from the previous support area, it becomes a resistance, and comes back here, it's still a resistance. Okay, it is still a resistance. So as you can see, this may become the support that become a resistance over here, and the lowest price here, and now the same thing happens here. Okay, so a lower resistance, when it started from here to here, it bounced on the support, bounce up, and it doesn't go up all the way, it doesn't change the trend, and it's still building a green and red candle, which is lower resistance now over here to go nearer to the support area. So what does that mean? So what does that mean? That when it goes to nearer to the support area, okay, what does that mean? That means a sign of selling. Okay, a sign of selling to break the support. Okay, a sign of selling to test the support and to break the support. Okay, all right. So I think that will be a pretty obvious one. By looking at this lower resistance, as you can see from the lower resistance towards the support, it shows that the support don't have enough strength to push higher. Once it's trying to push, immediately there's another resistance coming nearer. It seems like the troop is moving nearer to the city. The troops is moving nearer to the city. Even no matter how you fight back, you can kill the front line of 100,000 soldiers, but there's another 200 soldiers following suit. Wow. You get what I mean? Just like now. Okay, just like now. Now we have 200,000 soldiers coming in again. Okay, so the support is your front line. Okay, it's your defense gate. Okay, so that is the defense fortress for you. Well, we are still attacking your fortress, so it's coming. Okay, so look at this. This is how you read, and you will tell. This is how you actually see, and you will be able to see that, okay, the support is getting weaker, weaker, and weaker. A support getting weaker, it does not determine by the number of knocks. Like example, you get knocked 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 7 times, 70 times, 80 times, 100 times. Okay, no, it doesn't determine by that. Okay, it determined by when it hits on the support 1 time. Support is not breaking, it should go to test the resistance, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, so now it went up. In our system, if the candle got rejected below the aqua line or white line, okay, or the RML line, that means this is the resistance momentum. So if the candles open below to build a resistance, touches the line and comes back, okay, touches the line and comes back, that means it's respecting the resistance momentum. When it's respecting the resistance momentum, it also means that it's going to break the purpose. The purpose is to go and test the support. All right, the purpose is to go and test the support. So that is one point, okay, which is very important. Okay, and that is the point that you must know, and you got to understand that this movement, then it's going to be very helpful for you to hold a trade until it breaks the support. Okay, so naturally, of course, if it doesn't break the support, how is it going to be like? Of course, just go the opposite way. The candle open above the lines, aqua line, RML line, touches the white line, it got rejected. All these symptoms, these are all symptoms that it's not breaking, it got rejected. Okay, do you understand, my wife? Do you understand, KH? Okay, right. So Aiden, understand, huh? Okay, good. Oh, Manwai understand. Yes. Okay, that's good. Okay, so these are things that you need to know. Okay, because all these tools are already in your hands, and we just need to understand it, and just to make full use of it. And it's really a very good tool. It's so simple to use. Okay. Right. Okay, so like you see now, this candle touches the aqua line and the RML line, it got rejected. It got rejected, right? It got rejected now. Okay, so this is a rejection candle. So the strength of the support can only push until here. Can push to this level only. This level and this level is getting lower. The push is always lower and lower. Well, very obvious. Okay, we are very near to our trigger point. Okay, it's very near to our entry point. So how? 可以进场吗？ So once again, let's check. Let me get another line down here. This. Is the line here. All right. So yeah, can you see? Okay, support. Okay, so now this is a support area. So over here, 20 pips. Well, let's see how it goes with 20 pips. All right. Now it's breaking, testing to break, touches the white line. Pay attention. Touches the white line, purple line touches. Very likely it's going to rebound a bit, rebound a bit, rebound a bit. Okay. Well, seems like it's working on the test to break. Okay, looks good in M1 over here. We are already breaking down the purple line. Okay, when such situation comes along, okay, I will get ready to enter a trade. I will get ready to enter a trade. Okay. So yeah. So this, okay, for this now, okay. Next candle open. Can you see? Still above the white line. That means it's respecting the support level. It's respecting the support level. Okay. It's still respecting the support level. Okay. Can you see? Okay. In this situation, M5, it's actually A1 shoot up. Okay. A1 still, okay, coming here. All right. So now it's going to from A1 into the new strength. Into a new strength, huh? Okay. So can I enter a trade like this? Okay. I would say if the candle can break below the lines. Okay. Yes, you can. Okay. All right. Okay. So for example here, right now over here, okay, looks good. Okay, it's looking good. Now we are waiting for chance. Yeah, we are waiting for a chance to enter. Okay, for euro dollar, and this round, okay, once it's enter and gain the strength, it will back to the prevailing bear trend. It will go back to the prevailing bear trend. Okay, so in this prevailing bear trend, okay, then we will start to sell. Okay, we'll start to sell to the next support level from here to here, 20 pips. Okay, so checking through H1. Okay, H1 still doing good. Okay, still doing good. Right, it's still doing good. So it's all depending on M5 now. It's all depending on M5. Right, so let's look at M5 and see. Well, is this good? Well, this is actually quite good, right? And M1, well, it's also good. Yeah, the signal is coming. It's already coming. Okay. So over here, entry. Okay, let's say this is the entry. Okay. Very likely another resistance coming along around this area. Okay, around this area to enter a trade, then it will start to zoom down. Okay, it will start to zoom down. So let's see. Will there be any resistance coming? Okay, in this area. Okay, then we will see. Then we'll be able to tell that okay, another red candle opens below the line, and very likely it's around this area of entry here. Then you will start to sell. Okay. Well, this push over here. Okay, this push over here is kind of an entry that now is actually erasing the gains. You can see it hits on support, all the gains went up. Okay, it went up, and now it's coming back. Erase all this. Okay, it's to erase all this. Okay, so well, sometimes we need to know some of these actions. Okay, the meaning of these actions here. All right. Well, so over here, waiting again, it got rejected, right? It got rejected. Yes, it got rejection. But remember, it got rejected. But look at the candle. Where is the candle? Where is the candle? Now the candle opens below the support area. The candle opens below the support area. So that means to say, when this has actually breaks the support. Okay, it has breaks the support, but it's just waiting for the correct time to form a new resistance. Okay, to form a resistance. The resistance is coming soon. Okay, so once the resistance comes again, okay, then in M5, very likely we're going to have candle open below all the lines here, and that is the area. This is the area. You get what I mean now? Okay, can you see? The resistance. Can you see the resistance here? Okay, guys, this is the resistance. This is the resistance. Can you see this area? This is the resistance now. Okay, this is the resistance now. Okay, if you have entered a trade, by all means go. Okay, right. So over here, in the next 1 minute, if the candle opens below well, that will be a good news for you. Okay, so we can hold it. Okay, we'll hold for the run to test the support. Okay, we'll hold for the run to test the support. Okay. Right now, okay, so it's still M5. Open up the candle. Okay, let's zoom in again. Let's see. Once the candle opens, now you can see the candle opens below the white line and the purple line. So you see the candle trying to push up. Okay, push it up. So the candle pushed up and touches the purple line, it got rejected. Look carefully. Okay, if you cannot see my screen, look at your own screen, huh? Okay. Look at your own screen over on your side, huh? If you cannot see mine. So over here, okay, yeah. So yes, that's right, Roger. Okay, and Hubert. Okay, good. Okay, so we shall see what's the result next, huh? Okay. So over here, let's see. Can you see it's hovering around this area? Can you see it's hovering? Yeah, it's going up and down in this area. Okay. Okay, up and down in this area, huh? Okay. So over here, whenever a trader who enter a trade, okay, they will be thinking, oh, why is it not coming down? Oh, I thought this is an entry point. When I enter a trade, it should go directly 20 pips, 100 pips down. Okay, it should be that way. Should it be that way, really? Not necessary. Okay, not necessary. Why? Why do I say so? It's because when you are entering a trade to sell, when there's an entry point for you to enter a trade to sell, okay, at the same time on the other side, they also know that this is an entry point to sell. So they will be trying to support it. But the selling volume is bigger than the buying volume. So just be patient for the sellers to come in, to attract more sellers to come in, then it will start selling. Okay, all right. So that's why a lot of us actually, when we enter a trade, we're, oh, why is it not going down? Come on, it should go down, you know, whatever. Okay. Well, when you enter a trade, you should be prepared yourself. The first thing is, where's the SL? Okay. Secondly, where's the TP? Okay. So in this case, when we are entering such a trade, we are looking at this point. Okay, this is the resistance area. This is the support. Okay, been tested once, and you know. Okay, so now we are actually below the resistance area. So in this case, in this resistance area, there is a lower resistance, and we have a support that become a resistance. So taking a chance like this, we have a bigger space where there's no support until we met up with 18 pips, around 18 pips, okay, 17 to 18 pips. So we just need to be a little bit patient, okay, just need to be a little bit patient for the price to get rejected, and slowly allows the seller to come in, more sellers to come in to take over the buying volume. Then it will start to sell. Okay, so in such a situation like this, okay, such situation like this is always looking at point, okay, like resistance now. Okay, the resistance here is still we are very near to the resistance. Okay, so another resistance here. Okay, we are still very near the resistance, about 9. Okay, so guys, okay, now take a look over here. And when we are entering, oh, it's hovering around. Oh my god. Yes, of course, they're bound to have some worries. Okay, definitely, because this is trading. It's involved in money. When money involves, emotions involved, correct? Okay, so slowly, okay, when we see, okay, right now, okay, when the price is actually coming and is actually going towards to test on the resistance here, then what's next? The question asked is like, will it break the resistance and back to the support area? Okay, will it be? Well, like this. Okay, let me zoom in and take a look. Well, like this, just nice that it opened above the support. Well, of course, this is not really good. Okay, I've entered this trade and I'm myself here. Okay, I'll be thinking, okay, since that's the case, okay, so I'll be looking out for another lower resistance, hopefully, because the support become the resistance over here. So I'm waiting for it to form a new resistance within the resistance area, so that it will tells me, okay, that the sellers are fighting against the buyer and they can take over the buying volume to become more selling volume in the market. Then that would be a good chance for me. Okay, so that will definitely better for me to hold the trade to continue to wait for the TP. Okay, so yes, again, right now, okay, so looking at this now in H1 over here, sorry, in M1 over here. Okay, so can you see it's actually hovering around this area? Okay, hovering around this area, right? So yes, it's hovering around this area. Okay, so right now, okay, it's still as a no, the volume is not very big over here. It's struggling around this area, and this area will be the M5 previous lower resistance. Okay, let's take a look. So here, right? It will be here. So over here, right now, this is one of the resistance that I'll be taking a look. I'll be paying attention to, because this is where it actually created a lower resistance to break the support. Okay, so now over here, this is another higher resistance over here. Okay, which the whole news, when the news declare and the news is being published, and it comes here and it got rejected now. So the news impact, it can only beat here, right? So it's still not that that very high impact that really going to push it up all the way. Okay, so now it's creating a lower resistance now. Okay, so just give it some time. Okay, so just hang on with it, just bear with it, wait. Okay, so let's see if it's going to test on the resistance again. Then this way it goes lower resistance. Okay, then it's still going up and it still come down another resistance. Then it will form a little V here. Okay, to go down to retest again. To retest which support? This support. This shall be the support level. Okay, so this shall be the support level. Okay, sometimes you cannot exit a trade too early. When you exit a trade too early, oh my god, it went down, it comes back or whatever. Okay, so you must know where to actually enter a trade and also where to exit a trade reasonably. Okay, so right now, like you see, the resistance is here, the lower resistance that break the support. This indeed is a resistance. As you can see, the candle has been rejected. Well, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. What is a good sign? Oh, the candle is coming down. That is a good sign? No, we don't think that way. We should see it in another way, that this is a very strong resistance. Okay, so let me shift this resistance up here. Okay, let's see. So it becomes this resistance. Yes, certainly there's some weight in this resistance. So it's not easy to break. Okay, so I'm waiting for a new resistance below this area, okay, to form a lower resistance, which will create a lower low to break or to test this support. Okay, it will come and test this support, right? Okay, so I plotted this line before even the support has formed. Okay, it's because over here, okay, right here, so it should form this part here. Okay, let me line here. Okay, just put it by the side, huh? So when it comes down, okay, over here, right, it form a support, and now it form a resistance. When it forms a resistance over here, and this is where I wanted to enter. Okay, okay, so over here. So you see, when I enter here, the reason behind I enter here is because of the resistance. The resistance appears below all the lines here. Okay, it's a sign. It's a sign of selling here. Together with the M5, okay, together with the M5, all right, it is actually giving me a signal. Strength is coming, all right. So now it's struggling period, okay, this whole area. So it's struggling around this area now. Okay, struggling, right? Okay, struggling. When we think about struggling, well, how is it going to be like? Okay, I'll be thinking, well, I won't be just thinking about struggling. I'll be thinking, okay, since it's struggling, where is my resistance? Is it still safe for me? All right. It must still stay within the safe area for me. Okay. So in this area, this is the resistance. Okay, so it tested and got rejected. Okay, that's fine. This is the resistance. Okay, this is the resistance that I'm going to pay attention to. Right, this is the resistance I'm going to pay attention to. All right, so yeah, so from this resistance until my let's say I enter here. Okay, it's 9 pips. Okay, 9 pips. So now, okay, let's see. Things started to become a suppression chart where the white line has becoming above the purple line. So what's next that I'm looking out for? I'm looking out for a resistance to open below this resistance area, okay, and also below the purple and the white line here. Okay, so that it will show a very strong selling coming in. Okay, so yep, so that's it's still in the, you know, it's still hovering around this area. So now have to wait. So in M5 right now, lower down the time frame to take a look. Okay, from the support, same thing from the support. Okay, going up for higher support, tested once, coming down, higher support now, tested twice, it's not breaking. Okay, what's next? So if it's not breaking, that means it's coming down to test the support here, right? The support created here. So let's see, if it's not breaking, then we shall see that it should come back down here, test the support here. Once the support is tested, and if M5 can gain the strength, very likely it will get, this will break. Okay, why do I say so? Is because this is M1, right? Okay, this is M1, so it changes very fast and it's very small time frame here. We have a very small volume that we're looking at right now. Okay, so M5 over here. Okay, M5 over here. Right. Where's my MT4? T4 went missing. Okay, it's back. Okay, right. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So just take a look at how it moves. Okay, how the candle reacts. Okay. So of course, we don't wish to see candle above the white line. Okay, and still being supported on the by the support movement over here. Okay, which is not that ideal. I want to see a green and a red candle coming down. Okay, within this area. Okay, within this area. Huh? So I want to see it within this area. Okay, so I want to see a resistance like this come down again. All right. If this is going to form a resistance to come down again, so you know that this is another lower resistance. Am I right? So the lower resistance coming, then that means to say a lower low will come along, right? Very likely to break the support. Okay, so yeah, so we have another 1 minute to see. Okay, do we have 1 more minute to go to check if this really helps? Okay, and to see when I'm trading, okay, what are the things that I'm reading? Okay, and I don't predict the future, by the way. Okay, just for information. Okay, I'm not predicting the future. Okay, neither I cannot predict the future, but I'm telling you what I see. I'm just reciting out what is in my mind. Okay, so that all of you can see, okay, how I make use of all the tools here, okay, and the knowledge and the skill here to trade, okay, to understand how do I actually I can hold a trade to get my 5 pips trading. Okay, so there are times that it just go against us that we have to cut the trade. We have to cut the trade. Okay, but when we cut the trade, well, it may not be a very big damage anyway. Okay, so tentatively by looking at this, okay, by looking at the current situation now with this M5 opening, okay, it looks good. Okay, whereby the candle got rejection from the resistance, and we are building up a new resistance. And this new resistance, the purpose of building up this new resistance, new lower resistance over here, is to test the support level here. Okay, is to test the support level here. Okay, so right now, okay, let's see how it tests the support. So how about in M1? Okay, once you see, can you see it's going there, up, it's coming down, and it is not breaking the resistance. So now coming back here to test the support. Because of this support form up, okay, so this has actually become a support. So this support is actually in M5 over here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have another 4 minutes to go. So waiting for another green, red candle, a lower candle. Okay, so that it will show us that it will show us the lower low. Okay, and it will go further. Right, so yep, just wait for this to see. Okay, yep, so just wait for a little while. Any question to ask within these few minutes while waiting? Okay. Well, let's see. Zoom in and see. See the purple line here? Okay, you can see a purple line here. Okay, candle is actually testing on it, right? So the candle is testing on this purple line. Well, some rejections. That means to say, hopefully it don't respect the support there. Okay. So yeah, I'm waiting now. We have a resistance coming, a lower resistance, another lower resistance. Well, looks good. Okay, now looks good. Looks good. A lower resistance with the rejections. Every lower resistance, it must come with a rejections. And when the lower resistance come with a rejections, first thing it shows that the resistance is strong, not easy to break. Okay, then come along with a lower resistance. That means to say the rejections that actually before that it should be a buying candle, and it actually can turn the buying into a selling candle. So when it can turn into from buying to selling, it is very strong. Okay, so the sellers during these 5 minutes has actually taken over the buyers. The seller take over the buyers. So for the past 15 minutes, now the sellers are working very hard, okay, to take over the buyers, right? To take over the buyers over here. Okay, so now it's testing. Okay, now it's testing. So let's take a look using the same theory. If this is a support, doesn't matter how many times it tries, how many times it knocks, but what matters is when it hits on the resistance, did it continue to build a lower resistance towards the support level over here? Okay, so that means to say, and you have a lower resistance towards the support, you have a good chance to break. You have a very good chance to break the support. Okay, so now it seems like we are at the verge. We are at the verge, okay, to break the support. So right now, in M5, we just need the strength. We just need the strength to show us that the sellers successfully take over the buyers. Okay, all right. So once again, now candle open below the two lines, the white line, the purple line. So what's next now? From candle from the top coming down is being supported by the lines. Now candle open below the lines, so it should be rejected by the lines as well. But unfortunately, we are still on the support. We are still on the support, am I right? Okay, so let's take a look at H1. Let's take a look at H1. Okay, H1 is building up a support now. Okay, we're building out support. So over here, okay, let's see in M5. So M5 just started, just a few 10 seconds, 20 seconds ago. Okay, so right now we are still in the support. We are still on the support right now. But the thing is that when we are on the support, the candle opens below the lines, below the purple line, below the white lines, below the aqua line, RML line, all the lines. So it's also a good sign that, you know, when it's trying to retrace upwards, it will be rejected by all these lines, okay? Because it's going to, whether it will going to respect the resistance, okay, over there, okay? So it all depends. But in terms of the changes, of pressing down to become a rejection, to reject the buyers, is higher. The rejection is higher, okay? So now we are still here. So like I said, just now in M1, we are very near. We are moving nicely, the lower resistance towards the support, correct? Yes, tested, but it doesn't break. So back here again, hopefully this goes up, okay? And it will most likely test the resistance again, okay? And this to this is only about 9 pips. Can we stomach this? I'm sure we can. But what if there's a lower resistance once again coming down to test the support? Like this, okay? Then it will be a good news. It will definitely be a good news, all right? So, you see, okay, so that will be a good news for us as well. So let's wait for the whole thing to return back, to test the support once again. Okay, it will just wait for it to return back to test the support. Okay, so yes, currently by looking at this right now, it's still looking good, and we are still in the chart is still moving in the favor. All right, so by looking at this, okay. What's your thoughts now, Eric? Okay, so yeah, the resistance. Okay, the resistance still stands here. Okay, still stands here. Okay, the resistance stands here to test on the support. Okay, so now that's next. Okay. Now the support is going to test the resistance. Okay, now the support is going to test the resistance. So I'm going to watch this by making sure that when the price reaches on the resistance, it's not breaking out. Okay, it's not breaking out. So if it's not breaking out, then very likely you will get the rejections somewhere about here. Maybe okay, tested means maybe it will go up, go out of the resistance, then it comes back again and close below the resistance. Okay, then that's called tested. Then it has a low and it will become a green and red candle to test the support once again. That is something that I'm looking for. Okay, so yeah, this is something that we should be very well versed with. Okay, so that you know, if this resistance comes and if it's not breaking, then the next one is to test the support. With testing the support, we wish to see lower resistance coming down like this, like this, like this. In M1, okay, you will see lower resistance coming down in a very smooth way. Then I guess a few more times, then this will really break. Okay, why? It's not the number of knocking. Okay, is the resistance is taking into action. Okay, the resistance is taking action to press. Okay, so then so that I will be very well, I will be very, I should say, I'll be very rest assured that, okay, it's just a matter of time and it's going to break. Okay, all right. Well, okay. So, of course, will there be any worries when you see this kind of chart? Okay. My worry is ranging. Okay, my worries is ranging. All right, so ranging is of course is quite torturing. Okay, we don't know what is going on, where is going to be. Okay, so by looking at this, of course, I hope it's not ranging. I hope it just come down and sell short it, so that, okay, this is so much better for us. Okay, so right now, as you can see, okay, so now I'm looking at this, is okay, it's going to test the resistance. It's going to test the resistance. So very likely this will be the next level that we'll be looking at. Okay, this will be the next level. Of course, this will be the maximum. You cannot go beyond this maximum level. This level is the main resistance. This is the main resistance throughout, right? In this whole area. Okay, so definitely it's not. Okay. It shouldn't be, because as you can see, one thing over here, if it goes up and it comes down and from a lower resistance, it stop. Okay, so the next signal that I'm looking at is over here. If it comes in and hits on the same level, okay, hits on the same level, and this is no good. All right, of course, now it's breaking out, then I will seeing that, okay, this is no good. Okay, so final, okay, I want to cut the trade. Okay, for example, okay, if it's going to be rejected over here, okay, then there will be another retesting. So another retesting, to retest into what kind of situation that we're looking out for? Retesting to form a support, a higher support. If after the retesting and form a higher support, that means it's no good. Okay, that means it's no good. All right. So for such situation over here like this, okay, like this over here. So okay, so this is the case. So since this is a case about 15 pips, right? 17 pips. Okay, so actually 15 pips. Okay, so it's about 15 pips. So in that's the case, 15 pips, then I guess probably when we are actually looking out for another, this is just now we are talking about 15, 16 pips, am I right? Okay, so I think if there's another higher support, so I'm losing a 15 to 16 pips. So my target here is also 15 to 16 pips. So then, okay, if it's no good, then I will just cut the trade. Okay, but if it got rejected, okay, in this area, from here to here, this area, okay, then let's wait for it to come back again. Is it forming another lower resistance from here to here, another lower resistance, coming back here, okay, to test on the support once again, right? So that is another way to look at it. Okay, so don't have to be so worried. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay. So once you have a plan, you know what to do. Okay, just execute according to the plan. All right. So right now, like this area, as you can see, is coming to the resistance area here to here, right? This area of resistance. So it's coming to this area of resistance already. Okay, so when coming to this area of resistance, then slowing down. Okay, since it's slowing down, it looks good, right? So since it's looking good, then just wait for a little while, right? Just wait for a little while, and the plan A, okay, of course, when it comes down, it build a higher support, and that's it, no more. If it's coming down to test the support, then let it be. This is what we want. That's the plan B, am I right? Okay, so we have both plans. We have both plans here with us so that we know what we are supposed to do. And that will be pretty good for us as well. Okay, as a trader, you have to be very clear. Okay, So yeah, yes. So over here, okay. So over here, okay. Let me take a drink. Okay. Well, next 5 minutes has opened. So let's see. Okay, how you're going to react. Anyway, 1, 2, 1, 15 minutes. Fastest will be 15 minutes that will have a decision. Should I cut the trade? Okay, right. Okay, the earliest, okay, so that you can tell. Okay, you can tell if this is working towards your directions. Okay, so maybe it should be coming downwards slowly. Okay, so let's wait for the new resistance to form first. Okay, but the new resistance will definitely form in the very next 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, but the thing is that if the next new resistance to form, okay, so I will have to get ready. Will it form a higher support? Okay, so if going to form a higher support, my plan A going to get activated. If it's not, then it will become a lower resistance. Then I will keep it. Okay, I think that's pretty clear. Okay, yeah. So I think that's pretty clear, so that I know. Okay, that for this case, I know what to do, and I won't be waiting for the next resistance, forever the next resistance, and the next resistance keep going higher and higher and higher, and it never ending. So it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense that way, correct? Okay, so just be sure, okay, just be sure of what we are doing, so that we will be able to execute as fast as possible, so that we will not be caught by the situation. Okay, all right, okay, yep. Over here, let's see. By the way, guys, wow, I didn't know so fast. It's already 2 hours of my live streaming here. Okay, can I just check for the rest of people out there? Okay. Are you going to sleep? For people in the Asia, are you going to sleep? Let me know. Okay, please let me know. Okay, right. Okay, sleep or no sleep? I'm so thirsty. Right, okay. Okay, so hang on for a little while. I'm still waiting for the new resistance to come. Okay, because this new resistance, when the new resistance comes, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, it can be building up a higher support, or it can go down all the way. Okay, so it depends, because current situation is that it got rejected. Okay, on this resistance area, so we do not know what is going to form yet. Okay, especially you see candles above all the lines. It's not very ideal situation. Okay. Okay. Hey guys, nobody answering me. In the Asia. Okay, Malaysia. Okay. No. Okay, then I shall go out for another 15 minutes. Okay, after 15 minutes, I will go offline. Okay. All right. So. Okay, so currently, for me, I'm looking at this. I think it's slow. Okay, yeah, it is slow now. Okay, so hoping to have another retesting. Okay, so I'm hoping for another retesting here. Okay, when there's another retesting, then I'll be looking out for another lower resistance, which will take me for another half an hour, I guess. 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. yeah, 30 minutes. Then they will form another lower resistance towards the support. Okay. All right. Oh yes, Matthew, thank you. Okay. So Matthew, so since you are the only one here, I think we better not to disturb anyone else. I will send you another. I will send you to another groups that we can continue. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. So now we are now moving into a situation that a new resistance is building up. Okay, a new resistance is building up now. Okay. Okay, so yes, the very good thing over here is that the red candle is opening below the RML line. Okay, so let's see that this candle, I wish that this candle can come down and break below this aqua line. Okay, then of course to break below the white line is even better. Okay, but because of the volume, I think we just need to be patient. Okay, right? We just need to be a little bit patient. Okay, so while waiting for this euro dollar, okay, let's take a look at pound dollar. Well, it's almost the same. Okay, it's almost the same, huh? All right. So dollar CAD. CAD. Okay. This over dollar CAD is actually moving. Okay. What about our just now earlier on we're talking about pound Aussie? Okay, pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is still still selling. Well. Okay. Yes, yeah, this is what I meant over here. Okay. This pound Aussie meet up with the previous support and now becoming a selling. Wow, another 20 pips. Well, pound Aussie. Okay. So looks good. M5 lower resistance by CK. So let's see. You are talking about which currency pair are you talking about? You're talking about euro dollar or you're talking about pound Aussie? Okay, so pound CAD. Pound CAD well, it's on the support now. Okay, so not much. So pound yen, not yet. Yen, nothing. What about pound kiwi? Right, pound kiwi over here. Pound kiwi is still looking good. Okay. Well, it's still the same. It's also on the support right now, testing on the support. Okay. Yeah, this is what I want. You see, this is exactly what I want. Okay, it tested the support, go up, and now the lower resistance testing the support. Okay, so that is what I want. Okay, that's what I want. Huh? Okay. So yep. So come back here to euro dollar. Let's have this learning session over here. Well, as you can see, aqua line. Once the candle touches the aqua line, it got rejected. It got rejected upwards. Correct. So now it got rejected here. So that means to say it's actually respecting the support level. Well, it's respecting the support, which is not favorable to us. Okay. So right now I'm still waiting for it to come down and actually to force through. Okay, so that the next candle open, it has another aqua line to suppress, so that it will be better. Okay. Okay, so still waiting for it to happen. Okay, so we are still in we are still in the range here. Okay, not much of a deep. Okay, so yep, just hang on with this. Okay, so let's take a look now. Usually, what will happen in M1 over here when we are looking out for a trigger? Okay, so this trigger, this is a new fresh trigger, then it becomes the second type of trigger. Okay, second type. So once again, when it comes up above here, this is still remains as a second type of trigger. Okay, right? So it's still second type of trigger, huh? Unless it went down with a lower resistance below, then there's a third type of trigger. That's a third type of trigger. Okay, so currently we are still on the second type of trigger. As you can see. Okay, so just identify this. Anyway, will it be a great help when you can identify? Of course, it will. Okay, because the trigger point has already triggered. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay, so if the second type of trigger, when it comes, okay, when it comes in, the candle open below. If the candle open below the purple line, okay, the white line, the purple line, okay, forming a new resistance below, okay, and that will be a good chance. That's another good signal. Okay, that will be another good signal for us. Okay, so for this case over here, okay, in M5, then you will start to see, okay, like this, the resistance, and now then it may go down, okay, and form another lower resistance and come down, another lower resistance and come down. So do you get what I mean now? Okay, like I say over here, this is the part here that just need to pay attention to. Such a support being pushed up and it comes down halfway, it stops. Okay, so it go up again. This is a lower resistance coming down, form a complete A, a small A. Can you see there's a small A here? It forms a complete A. That means it hits on the same support level. Then it starts to build a higher support. This one, okay, when it start to build a higher support. Okay. So when it started to build a higher support over here, definitely it's no good. That means to say it's still going to test the resistance. Okay, so that means it's still going to test that resistance. So we are going to compromise a little bit more pips to test the resistance. If it's not breaking, then it starts to swing down again. Okay, so that means to say a longer waiting time, right? But of course, a longer waiting time, patient do pays. Okay, then it depends on situation. It depends on situation. Okay, if it goes up and get rejected, then that's fine. That's pretty fine, right? If it's going up on a manner of a higher support and higher support and higher support, then that is no good. That means to say it's time to cut the trade. Okay, right? Should I cut at this type of M5? All right. This type of M5, if you are going to cut at this type of M5, I would say a little bit too conservative. Okay. But of course, when you see this type of A over here as a support, okay, A over here as a support over here, okay, then right now, okay, because candle open above the resistance and build support right now. Okay, remember, the candle open above the resistance over this area. Okay, this area is a lower resistance from the main resistance, and the main resistance is actually here. Okay, of course, when I talk about this lower resistance, this is a continuity selling from here. Okay, so over here is a continuity. So usually this continuity selling, okay, it forms as a resistance, but it doesn't mean that this is a very strong resistance. So probably if you cut here, it may goes up another round up here, and you will get rejected all the way down. A complete V is formed from here. Okay, you will see a complete V from here to here. Then it will start to swing down all the way. You see? Okay. So, but if you are a conservative trader, okay, when you see such this is a support, and here become a higher concrete support over here, okay, yes, you can cut the trade over here. When you cut the trade over here, yes, you are suffering. Probably from here is about 10 pips. Well, that's pretty fine. That's pretty fine. If you initially you were only aiming for 5 or 10 pips, that's okay, you know. But for this entry, if we are looking out for 15 pips, I guess we still have a little bit space. Measure them out, okay? 衡量它的那个你要拿的点数有多少，再加上你的这个止损点的点数能不能有平衡，这样的话呢就比较还 OK，right？So For me, because when now, okay, take it as I'm not coaching anybody, I'm trading. Okay, I'll be looking at, okay, I'm going to think, well, I have a space here without any support. So I'm going to grab this area. So when I'm going to grab this area, so naturally I have to give some space above as well for the fluctuation. As long as the fluctuations float and fluctuates within my resisted area, that's fine. You know, it can float up, hit on the resistance, and can come back, float up, 100 times, it's still within my resistance area. That's pretty fine. And I'm okay with that, okay? I'm pretty fine with that as long as it's still within my resistance area. And then I guess that's okay for me, okay? All right. So if you want to cut some, you may be thinking, okay, I'll just based on the picture, okay, this way, this is the resistance, okay, now, right, yeah, you open and you cut here, okay, now it's coming back here, it's now testing the previous resistance, now it's testing on the previous resistance now. Okay, it's testing on the previous resistance, so if it's not breaking, it may form another resistance from here and coming down all the way, as the support. Well, it may happen. Okay, so it depends on individual. That's why I always say, whenever, and when I'm in Malaysia, a lot of Malaysians will start to ask me, how many pips should I set my SL? How many pips should I set my TP? Okay, well, TP is quite a standard one that it depends on the number of space. Okay, for the SL, okay, so no, your SL I want to be like 10 pips only. And the TP, I want 100 pips, and that's a proper risk management. Okay, that's a very good risk management. Okay, well, does that make a very balanced risk management? Well, I don't think so. Okay, because if you already have a 10 pips, see, 10 pips within 15 minutes, you can just get wiped out. You can get wiped out easily. So how many times that you want to enter, and get wiped out 10 pips, 10 pips, 10, 20, 10, 20, just in hope of getting 100 or 200 or 300 pips, right? Just as good as you are going to a lotto betting booth that I'm buying a ticket hoping to win a few $millions, you know. So it is not that way. Okay, so you have to analyze the situations whereby, are you staying within the resisted area? If you are, is the number of pips that are staying in the resisted area, can you stomach it? Okay. Can your lot size sustainable? Okay. And not by just betting on it. Okay. In hope of getting some bonus from there. Okay. So no, that is definitely not the way. Right? So that's what we trade, and the first thing in our mind, okay, that we want to have when we are trading. Okay. Just like I always whenever I trade, whenever I enter a trade, okay, first thing is that I know this is my limit. Okay, I know this is my limit. Okay, over here, let's say this is my limit. Okay, so this is my limit over here. Let me draw it out again. This area. Okay, this area is my limit. Okay, so this area is my limit. Once it breaks and retests my limits, forming out a buying, fine, I will cut. Even if you are going to set it here, that's also pretty fine. It's okay. So just now, when the green candle open up over at this candle, a little dodgy here, okay, a little dodgy candle here, all right. So this dodgy candle over here, if you want to cut here, no, this is not the right place. Let's wait for it to retrace downwards, test on the previous resistance. If it's not breaking down like this, and instead it become a green candle going up again, okay, that's fine. You can cut the trade. That's pretty fine. You can cut the trade there. Okay, understand? Okay. So if right now it's coming down back into the resisted area, okay. So let's see, will it get rejected? another green and red candle coming down again, get rejected from the resistance, then I will continue. It looks like it's going for my plan B, huh? Okay, so my plan A is to go up, okay, and plan B is now to come down, rejected within my resistance area, a lower resistance area. Then okay, that's pretty fine. Okay, then I will just hang on with you first. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so now so now seems like, okay, looking at this, okay, supported here, higher support, am I right? So there's a higher support here. Okay, there's a higher support over here. So when the higher support over here, okay, a lower resistance created here, and there's also a lower resistance creating here. Higher support, but lower resistance. It seems like, you know, like what most people will always do this by drawing a trend line, okay, and drawing another trend line like this, okay. So they will be looking out for like, okay, let's wait for the candle. If this candle open up above this trend line, okay, it's going long. Okay, when it's open below the trend line, then going short, going to sell. So they will draw this line and draw this line, these two lines, and then they will start to, okay, so this is what I'm going to see. Okay, all right. So let's see the candle, it breaks above or it breaks below. Okay, so what's the rationale actually? The rationale, let me zoom in for you to see. Okay, so as you can see, the rationale over here, from this line, the beginning of this line and the bottom of this line, this is the gap of the volume. So the volume is fluctuating within this area, getting smaller, smaller, smaller. The gaps are closing up. The gaps are closing up. Am I right? Okay, to better understand this, okay, so you can understand with all this I'm sharing in YouTube, okay, but you have to know the logic, which I will teach in the class, okay. So this is something that you will see, that you see the candle touches, okay, the support trend line, I'm going to buy. Touches the resistance selling trend line, I'm going to sell. Touches the trend line, I'm going to buy. Touches the trend line above the selling trend line, I'm going to sell. And let's just wait for it to break out. And which candle open below, okay, I'll sell. Open above, I buy. But what's the rationale? What's the rationale? As you can see, the gap is closing up. Volume is also closing up. As the volume closing up, that means the volume is only fluctuating around this area. Okay, so around this trend. Well, the trend line is still works somewhere somehow, but you got to know how to use it. So over here, it's like, you know, you can see that the support built up here, the resistance built up here, correct? So this is the rationale here. So the support and resistance building and building and building. It's getting frequent. Okay, the support and the resistance is building up frequent. The frequency is more and more. Okay, it's getting closer up. So that means there will be a breakout, either a breakout or a breakdown. It's going to burst. Okay, it's going to burst. So bursting up or blowing down. Okay, so it's a matter of how is it like, you see. Okay, so by looking at the trend line here, okay, when you draw this trend line, you can see, okay, people are using this. Okay, I'm going to see candle open above here, I'm going to buy. Candle open below, I'm going to buy. I'm going to sell. Okay, so without the trend line, okay, too many lines, okay, it's also confused. So just delete it. Just delete it. Okay, so how is it like? Okay, so shrink down now. Okay, shrink down a bit over here. So once you can see support, resistance coming, testing the resistance, right? Now it's testing the resistance. So let's wait, because this resistance area is also the resistance area here, the whole area here. Okay, this is the whole area. So this whole area here, if there's a new resistance, it build up like a V. Okay, just like this, build out as an A. Okay, as an A over here, and this build out as a V over here. What does that mean? Okay, the support stop here, the resistance stop here. So you will see you will see a clearer selling later on. Okay, so that's why a lot of people, when they are using the trend line, okay, when they are using a trend line, okay, it opens above and but it stopped at the resistance. They didn't realize that, they just buy and then start to sell down. Oh, holy, why it happens to me? You get what I mean? Okay, like now, you see, okay, it's open above the trend line. Am I right? Yes, it opened the trend line. Okay, now they're pumping a trade to buy. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with them. Okay, there's nothing wrong with them. But just take note. Okay, just take note that we are on the resistance. This is the whole resistance area. This is the whole resistance area here. So if the resistance form as a V over here, then that's it. It will start to come down again. You get what I mean? It will start to come down to test on the support. And it will come down very fast. Just like this, coming as an A, then it will go up to test the resistance very fast. Okay, so yeah, so this is how it goes. Right? So over here, right now, okay, so by looking at this, still waiting for it to come with a V, okay, to see whether it's testing on this resistance, and you can form a concrete resistance over here, a small V like this, okay, and just like this A, it formed it, the A formed it, okay, then it start to go up pretty fast. So if this resistance formed, it will come down pretty fast as well. Okay, right? So over here, it's not forming any why? Okay, yeah, why? Why do I say that when it forms a complete V, then it will start to sell faster? Because it's supposed to start a higher low from this support here. It's supposed to start the higher low from here. Okay, so if this higher low stop here by having a V up there, the higher low pattern is going to get disrupted. It's going to get disrupted. Okay, so let's wait for a lower resistance to get through this V. Okay, then it will start to go down. Test the main support here. You get what I mean now? Okay, right? So I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. Okay. Yes, thank you, Roger. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Hubert. Well, is it time? Is it about time to prepare for dinner? Yeah. Okay. So like over here, as you can see right now, okay, it seems like it's let me expand a bit. Okay, so it seems like it's going to hit up as a V. It's not the higher high. It's not from the support. It's building a higher support. What's next? Higher high. But if there's no higher high and complete V, that means the higher low stop here. Okay, so very likely we are going to see a V, then a strong selling back here again. So the higher support pattern is being disrupted, and the higher support naturally will stop here. So you got to understand this higher support, where it stops, okay, where it starts. Okay, like example, higher support starts here. A very concrete support here. Okay, then we will see that, okay, if there's a higher resistance here, okay, and coming down and form a V here, that means the beginning of the resistance. It's going to create lower resistance. Okay, yeah, okay. Of course, it's not 100%. Well, it's not all the time it goes this way. It depends on market, correct? It depends on market. But once you see all this kind of charting, this kind of price action chart pattern, well, you have to take note. Well, you have to take note and pay attention to that. Learn it. Take a look how it moves. Well, how it will be like. You see, okay, so that you will know when is the time to execute trade better at a better price, okay? Or, oh my God, Putin says peace talk is at the dead end. Okay. I don't know. Well, later I'm going to read the news. Okay. So does DW reported anything in Germany? Okay, right. Okay, so M5 has opened another candle. So let's see if this continue become a green, red continue to go down. Okay, so the V has actually been concrete. Okay. Well, guys. Okay, so guess nobody is not many people are going online, and people are going to sleep soon. Okay, in Asia. So well, let's take a look over here. Okay, so remember when it comes in here. Okay, I just summarize this part. From the rejections here, the resistance start to form. Okay, let me use this line. The rejection start to form. Okay. Then, when it comes down and it retraces upwards over here, it forms a lower resistance to test on the support earlier on, correct? Okay, so there's a support here, and so it came down. So over here, it forms a support. When it forms a support, it goes up. So the resistance area, this resistance, press down to test the support again. So it's a kind of retesting. And it is not breaking. Okay, and it went up again. So when it went up again, okay, so this is the resistance. We are in the resistance area, am I right? So in this resistance area, usually if a conservative one, once it's retested and it's not breaking, then it goes back again, yes, you can cut the trade here. Well, it's very, very tight. Okay, it's very, very tight. So you're losing the number of pips you're losing is not a lot. So it's still okay for conservative traders to do so. But if the resistance area is still within the number of pips that you can stomach, okay, 9 pips, and we are aiming for 15. Okay, we are aiming for 15 pips. Okay, I think 9 pips is still sustainable. Then you can wait for a while. If it's breaking out and come back on the resistance, which will start to build as a support, but it doesn't, came down, then we can wait. When we wait, we'll be looking at the next resistance level is over here. Okay, so here, when it hits on the resistance area, okay, estimated this area, okay, came down. So I'm waiting for this resistance area to get resisted. So then this candle is still now building. It's still building along the way. It's still building along the way to become a complete V. To complete the V, that means there's a resistance, a concrete resistance, just like the concrete support over down here. Then it will start to swing down again. Okay, concrete resistance, it will start to swing down. Okay, so of course, okay, let's say if this start to swing up and it come back to test on this resistance, have a buying, of course, this will cut the trade. Okay, I will, for me, okay, I will cut the trade here. So probably I'll be suffering almost the same ratio, okay, 1:1. So for this, I will cut the trade over here. Okay, for me, okay, that's for me. For a conservative one, people who want to win 10, who want to lose 10 pips at 100 pips of winning, okay, probably here. Okay, no, I'm just joking. All right, so the whole agenda is to tell you, read the chart before you set any SL. Okay, before you set an SL with irrational SL figures, which is not logical at all. Okay, this is not correct. Okay, so try to set a SL within the range within the resisted area, which is not going to break, then that's fine. If that resistance really truly breaks, okay, and retested once again and it's not breaking back into the resistance area, that means to say it's going to build a support. So naturally, you know it's going to build a support. When you build a support, what does it mean? It means that cut the trade. It's going to go out for buying. Am I right? So of course, that is not correct. Okay, so yeah. All right, so by looking at this right now, of course, it's not in our favor. Okay, over here. So since it's not in our favor, like this kind of chart, although it's still in my resisted area here, okay, I want to cut the trade. Go ahead and cut the trade. Won't feel at least this type here when you cut the trade, probably will go up for another 20 to 30 pips, then it will come back. Of course, when it comes back, next day when you see, I should have cut the trade. It actually came back to my TP point. Well, in the first place, will you go through the roller coaster? Okay, and can your numbers, I mean your funds in your account, sustainable for that kind of swing? If it's okay, you want to go this kind of trading, and go, but it's not encouraging. Okay, it's not encouraged to do so, because you can just trade without setting, without cutting losses. One fine day it will comes back, maybe 2 years later, maybe 10 months later, maybe 6 months later. Okay, so you may have a whole list of holding trade, losing trade. Okay, but it will come back. It will come back. In hope of coming back. Okay. But that's not true trader. Okay. That's not a true trader. Okay. So we got to understand, when we cut a trade, it must be a logical position for us to cut a trade so that we can accept it. We can accept that losses. Okay, it has already break. Conservative trader here, because the setup of the spot tested the resistance here, we test again and it goes up. Okay, yeah, you want to cut the trade here, you go ahead, you may. Okay, but if it comes back here, please don't blame anybody. I cut the trade too early. I blame this, I blame that, because you are conservative. Okay, so high risk, high return, this is definitely true. So if you are going through, okay, I'm a high risk taker, I'm going through for 120 pips, 200 pips, 300 pips, then it comes back to my TP. That is not a high risk taker. Okay, that's illogical. Okay, so if you are going through this, okay, and you are looking at the trend, the chart is like, okay, concrete support having a higher support, now it's breaking out of the resistance, it's already out of the range. So when it's out of the range, that is number one. It's a warning. When it's out of the range, that is number one. Okay, it's number one signal that you get ready to set your SL, get ready to cut the trade. Number two, example like this is coming back here and it set up a green candle as a buying candle, a higher support. Okay, that means gone. Okay, example like this is the resistance here, correct? This is a resistance here. Okay, so sorry, there's a resistance here. Okay, over here. This is the resistance here. So this resistance now is coming back. So if green, red, and red again, going down all the way, let it be, keep it there. Okay. But if the candle stop above this level and creating a red, green above the resistance area, that means to say it's not coming back into the resistance area. It's not in the range. So you are expecting it to go for a higher high, correct? Because it's going to create a higher low. So higher low will lead into higher high. So when you cut the trade basing on the knowledge like this, fine, you are perfectly correct. Okay, you are perfectly correct. Okay, so just empower yourself. Okay, more confident. Okay, for the knowledge that you have, and just act on it. Okay, all right. So by looking at this right now, are we still in the range? Yes, we are still in the range. Can you see this from here to here? We are still in the range. Okay, we are still in the range. Okay, let me show you. Let's say here. Here. Okay. Here. We are still in the range. Unless you tell me, okay, it start to build a support. Okay. And it start to go up, higher high, then okay, too bad. Okay, too bad. Okay, really too bad. Then I have to cut the trade. Okay. So by looking at this right now, since that is the case, okay, just cut the trade. Okay, then I think pretty fine. You see, like now, it came down, we built buying. Is it a time? Well, let's see. Will it go back? Because now we are below the resistance. We are below the resistance. Okay, so we are below the resistance. So I see that it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good to hold. Okay, it's still pretty good to hold for a little while more. Right? Okay. Understand, guys? Alright. If you understand, please let me know. Okay. If not, I think I'll be talking to myself. Okay. So alright, thank you, Aiden. Yes, thank you so much for your response. Okay. Flora, you are never alone. Okay, that's right, huh? Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, things like this it is still in this in the midst of creating a lower resistance, okay, to actually disrupt pattern of a higher low. Okay, so we are still I'm still waiting to see, okay, because ultimately this swing is very small. Okay, this swing is very small, and the swing is so small that it actually you don't see in H1 at all. And you see, it's just 1 hour. Within that 1 hour of movement only, right? You cannot see anything. Am I right? You cannot see anything. So this swing is very small to me. Okay, of course, I mean to me it's very small. All right. So by looking at this right now, again, white line. Will there be any support above the white line, or will there be a will there be a candle open below the white line? Okay, that shows that the traders are actually suppressing the candles. Okay, all right. Thank you, CK. Wow, 还好，不然的话我真的以为我是一个人呢。Okay, so yep. Okay, so wow. By looking at this right now, okay, so we still have another 8 minutes. Okay, so I don't mind to stay another 8 minutes. Okay, so guys, if you are tired already, okay, probably you can just say a good night and let me know. You can just leave the chat. Okay, no worries about me. Okay, right. I mean for Malaysia. Okay, for the Asia. Okay, for the Asia, right. Okay, so as we can see now, okay, let's zoom a little bit more. Okay, let me explain this part here. As you can see, the support on the white line, it moves, correct? So it falls below the RML line. Candles start to move below the RML line over here. It shows that the movement for the buying is not that strong. It's not that strong yet. Okay, so as we can see, now if the candle started to rejected by the white line over here, okay, by the traders over here, it's actually respecting the support. Okay, actually respecting the support momentum over here. Okay, so if that's the case, it's not really that ideal. Honestly, it's not ideal. So it is actually giving me a sense of having a stop very soon. Okay, having a stop very soon. But because we are still in the range, I am pushing the limits. I'm pushing the limits of the resistance. Okay, if the limits has been pushed and it is still not satisfying the resistance, okay, to sell, then we got no choice. We have to cut the trade, right? Okay, why am I pushing these limits? When I say pushing these limits, it doesn't mean I'm going to push 100 pips or 200 pips limits. Okay, that's not the right way as well. I'm trying to push the limits in a way that this may be the beginning of the upward trend. Okay, this may be the beginning of the upward trend. So I'm trying to test the limit. If it's really tested into the limits of the upward trend, okay, for example, like this, okay, for example, this is the limit door. This is the door. So it's trying to push through the door to go into the bull. So I'm trying, some people may cut the trade down here. Some people may cut the trade down here. But I will test the limit. Okay, I will test this limit before it start to run. Some people test the limit by running the whole cycle of the buy. Okay, which is not correct, huh? Okay, we should test the limit of the beginning of the bull. So if it's tested, if it's not in the bull, will come down, then let it be. If it's tested and break through, open up the door for the bull to run, definitely we have to run too. Am I right? We got to run away as well. Okay, so I'm testing the door opening for the bull limits. Okay, not testing the whole cycle limits. Okay, that is not correct. Okay, so that's what I meant. Okay, all right. So yeah, so by looking at this green, red, and red looks good. Another resistance forming down here. So it's looking good now. We are still in the range of this resistance. Okay, we are still in the range of this resistance. So candle is actually opening below the resistance area. Okay, the resistance area here. So looks good. You get what I mean now? Okay, do you get what I mean? How I hold the trade? What I mean by holding the limits. Okay, so by holding the limits is very important for me because that is something that I want all of you to learn. Okay, so that you won't just cut the trade prematurely. Okay, then you suffer many small losses that builds up as a big losses. Okay, so you got to know. All right, so over here, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this by pushing the limits and wait for this to change. Wait for this to change. Change the pattern. Change the pattern. All right. Okay. So this is where I want to see. Okay, this level. Okay, this level. Okay, is the change. So so as you can see, okay, it's building up. This V is not there yet. Okay, this V is not there, okay. So from here to here, this is a lower resistance. This is the lower resistance. So lower resistance coming. So what are we expecting to see? Lower low. Okay, a lower low. So this is something that is what I'm trying to tell you. When you enter a trade, when you experience something like a perfect A support and push up, then bear in mind that where's the limits. Okay, where's the range of the resistance? Keep yourself within the range of resistance first. So when you hold a trade, as you are holding a trade, hold within the resistance area. So when it started to break out of the opening for the bull, then we got to cut. Okay, right? So all these are the very little knowledge actually that we know how to use it to enter a trade. But if you reverse the formula out, okay, as I structure it, okay, I structure it in the way that you know how to enter a trade. Am I right? So if you reverse the structure out, okay, it will become where to SL. It's the same. You get what I mean? It's the same. Okay. All right. So this is how you're actually going to read. Okay. As for me myself, as I'm trading, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, is there any entry point for me again? Second type of entry point is coming. Okay. Second type of entry point is coming. Okay. So, well, RML below aqua line, hang on for a little while. Okay. So let's wait for another resistance below the purple line, get rejected, and then we enter for. Okay, so this is how I actually look at the whole thing. Okay, right? This is how I look at the whole reading, the whole movement, okay, so that I will be able to capture my TP at a very safe range. Okay, I don't set my SL. It's true. I don't set my SL when I'm in front of my PC because I want to monitor. I want to analyze. You get what I mean? I don't set a very static SL over here. A static SL. What if that cause that? What if that is a false breakout? Okay, pa and come back again. You know. Okay, so you got to understand. You got to understand. Is it a static SL? Is it so-called you set a static SL and that means that you are a good trader and you have a good risk management? That's not true. Okay. As you are a trader, you tend to read the chart. You need to read the chart, okay, to see how it moves. Is the movement big, small? Is there support pushing the limits? Is there any rejections that gives you another form of resistance to sell? Okay, so there's a lot of points along these 2 hours as we are discussing, we are talking about this, right? So it doesn't mean that okay, a static SL is always a better choice. Well, if now I have to I have to leave my PC, okay, yes, I will set a static SL. I will set the static SL over there just to safeguard to buy the insurance. Okay, lose means lose. Okay, so but if it comes back, it false breakout, like I say, it touches my SL and comes back to my point, I have to accept it. Why? Because I forgo this trade and I go and do something else. Correct? I go and do something else. Like in the past, when I was in Malaysia, okay, what I do is that now when I was trading halfway, okay, it's time for my flight. Okay, I got to go. Okay, for example. Okay. Then okay, I will set a SL. I will set one static SL. Okay, static SL. Then I will leave the PC alone and I'll just leave. Okay. Then when I take the plane, we come back. Oh, TP, okay. When I landed TP, okay. Then I landed SL, fine. Okay, I forgo this trade for the flight, so I have to accept it. So importantly is to have to accept the losses. Okay, what I mean? Okay. So yeah. So when come to trading, I don't set the SL immediately, but it doesn't mean that I don't set SL and I let it float all the way. Okay, no. When I don't set SL means I am monitoring it. I'm just reading it. Okay, so now let's say okay, it's coming back to the support area. Okay, it is not testing. It seems that the support is coming again. You want to cut the trade? Okay, you want to cut the trade. 3 pips. 3 pips. Okay. Cut. But when it comes to 3 pips, 3 pips only. Oh, it's just only 3 pips. Why not I just leave it alone and it may come down for the TP, right? Well, you see, when it go higher, oh, it's too high for me to cut the trade. When it come lower, oh, it's nearer to my entry point. Oh, it's nearer to my TP. Oh, that's the problem with human being, correct? That's the issue. Being a good trader is to have a structure where to start to trade, where to take a TP, where to cut the trade for the asset, where to have a stop. Okay, so that is a very structured way of trading for myself. Okay, and for many trained trader out there. All right, so yeah, just read along, okay, so that you know what to do. Okay, all right. Okay, so I guess we have 3 minutes to 3 hours. That's all, I guess. All right, so people are going for dinner. Okay, time for dinner. So it's time for dinner right now. Okay, so it's about time for dinner. Okay, so we should go for dinner right now for people in Germany right now. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I guess I hope these 3 hours we have gone through. Okay, all of you will benefit something. Okay, so guys, I hope you learned something over here, and over this part here, euro dollar. Let me check euro dollar. Okay, euro dollar, let me see. Well, euro dollar, I will still be saying that, well, we are still within the range. You see this, there's in each one, you cannot see the swing at all. Okay, so that swing is just within an hour. Okay, just this 1 hour, and you will be like, oh, I'm I'm sweating, sweating. Okay, so in this case over here, what we will need to do is that to bring this down. Okay, bring this down the previous resistance over here. Then now support here. So roughly there's a range. Okay, again the same range here, the resistance. So this is the lower resistance from here. So if there's another lower resistance within this area of resistance, okay, that means a lower resistance is coming for a lower low. Okay, for a lower low. So just pay attention and look at it. Okay, look at how it does in front of you and see for yourself. Okay, just follow the steps. Just follow what I've done. Okay, so example. Okay, I'm going to sum up and I'm going to go offline. All right. Identify the range of resistance. Okay, so this is the range of the resistance. Am I right? For people who are following through. So it went up from the A here. It went up to create a V here. Then it comes back here. So as you can see over here, the resistance actually builds up here. Where is the range for this resistance? It's actually here. You can see this is the range. Am I right? This is the range. This is the range of the resistance. It's not breaking this resistance. Okay. Then it create. Now it come down from it form the resistance here. It comes down. Look at this candle. This candle actually is from this range of the V. You see? Okay, it's from here. All right. So it started to press down until the previous low, the previous resistance over here. Okay, previous resistance become this is a support. Now become the resistance over here. This is the range. Okay, this is the range. So now this is the range again. So once this is the range, okay. So just watch this. Okay, it's coming down to test the support. So it's building a support. Let's see. When it's building a support, don't get worried. Oh, this is a higher support now. No, don't get worried, because you need to have a support to meet the previous resistance. To meet the resistance. Then it will create a lower resistance to continue the lower low. Understand? Hey, hello guys, do you understand? Okay, so the first step, identify the range. Secondly, come back, build the support to meet the resistance. Third, then the lower resistance will form, and it will come for a lower low. Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, so that's how you're going to read it and hold it within the range. You don't gonna get yourself SL for premature SL or overly SL. Okay, right. Thank you, Matthew. Okay, so that is also very important that we need to understand so that we can hold, and we can identify where it's actually going so that we can capture our TP easier. Okay, so that we don't have to add no, because of your anxiety, then it become an emotional stop. Okay, emotional stop. Alternatively, if you give yourself a static stop, that means, okay, here, and you are already SL. You already stop out, then it start to come down. Then we say, why? Whenever I have my stop loss, then it come down. Static. That's called static. Alright. But of course, if you are going to train yourself like I'm training somebody else, okay, for the accuracy of entry point, okay, I will give you a static SL. The static SL is to train your accuracy of entry. So if your entry is accurate enough, you shouldn't have hit the SL. Okay, so static SL usually people like me, I use it to train my accuracy for my entry point. Okay, so I use that. So when I'm so used to it, okay, then I started to take away my static SL. Okay, so I'm going to read the range. I'm going to read the range so that I know, okay, I can hold within the range to reach my TP. Okay, right? Okay, so yep, euro dollar. I think it's waiting for me to go offline to trade. Then it will start to sell, huh? Okay, so before that, okay, so let's take a look at M5. So a lower resistance is coming, correct? So M1, okay, M1 now it's very obvious now. The range, lower resistance towards the support, right? Towards the support where this is a support where I plotted out before it started. Okay, when it has a resistance over here, okay, resistance over here. Can you all see? I don't think so, right? Zoom in. Okay, over here. When the candle opens below, I say wait. Then it went up, form a resistance, come down. Okay, when it came down, this is where I say, okay, good. Right, so I want to enter here. Who knows? It set out a support, and it went up to the range. Okay, so now it goes in the range from here to here, supported, form a perfect A in M5. It went up, test the resistance, and the resistance is still within the range, within the range. When it started to reject down, started in M1 that you can see, and the lower time frame of M5 you start to see lower resistance coming down, create a lower low, going up again. This is where another range of resistance, creating another lower resistance, coming down towards the support level, right? Okay, so what is this sign? It's a sign of breaking the support level. It's a sign of breaking the support level. Okay, all right. So yeah. Okay, so of course, looking at this now, finally it start to drop. Okay, yeah. Hey, why are you not the man who enter and get the TB within 3 minutes, but you took almost 3 hours? Well, I'm a human being. I'm a trader. Okay, well, that's a joke, right? Okay, I hope guys you enjoy this evening. Long hours of talking about this. Okay, so I guess I'm going to later. Can you? Let's see if anybody can help me to time stamping out. Okay, so that it's easier for you to skip through. Okay, if not, spend the 3 hours over the weekend. Go through my videos for this. Okay, honestly, tell you this is a very nice typical example. Okay, that how I trade to hold a trade within the range to get my TP. Okay, all right. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Remember to give me a thumbs up. Okay, and also for new viewers, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me ring up the bell, then you will get the latest update. Okay, so that's all for me today. I'm rushing off actually. You know, people are waiting for me for almost 1 hour. Okay, just joking, right? I know you are rushing off to your bed. Okay, guys, see you again tomorrow. I'll be going through this forex trading plan again. Okay, so to analyze out what are the currency pairs that we are going to focus. So pay attention to that. Okay, so shall see you again tomorrow. This is Everyday from ACS Learning Hub. See you again. Thank you.